Hey everybody, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my latest Midtown Comics Stash episode. I'm going to try to breeze through this as quickly as I can. And once again, thank you to my student, my friend, my bro, TheMtVernonKid, and to Midtown Comics for these books. I got a lot of them to do, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with Image Comics. We got 68, Jungle Gym, number 4 of 4. This is the ending of this miniseries. And I got to say, this was really good. The writing was good. The artwork, I could take it or leave it. I mean, the artwork in here was good, but you know me, I'm a big zombie nerd. The artwork for me was better with the zombie stuff. The zombie stuff in here was gruesome. It was gross, disgusting, and just everything I like in zombie artwork. This was probably the most emotional issue out of the miniseries, with the lead character showing respect for somebody that he came to the jungle looking for, and then after that having to do an unthinkable favor for a friend for another friend that he lost in this mission he did. And at the end of the series, he decides to go ahead and keep the identity of Jungle Gym. This was a really good miniseries. This was a strong ending to the story. I can't complain at all. This was awesome stuff. Alright, moving on. We got from Dynamite, Black Bat, number 3. I love that cover. That cover is awesome. I believe that's Jay Lee's artwork. I call him Jay Lee. If it's Jai, sorry I mispronounced it. Brian Busciello. God, I'm not doing good with names. But this is issue 3. This was good. This was really good. We got the main character, Black Bat, trying to interrogate more people. He's trying to he's trying to be the great vigilante that he is, interrogating mobsters, trying to find out, where they're smuggling drugs and stuff like that. The action in here was really good. The dialogue in here was very nice. The artwork in here is like, it looked modern, but also looked gritty, kind of noir-ish in a sense. I just loved this stuff. I mean, this is a vigilante story working outside the law, storytelling done right. This was really good. I mean, I can understand where some people might compare this to Batman, but since when does Batman use guns anymore? This is a vigilante who's not afraid to play dirty. I mean, really dirty. But at the same time, he doesn't believe in using lethal force. But he will get his hands really dirty if he feels like he has to. And that's what I love about this character. He's kind of like Batman in a sense, but deep down, I think he could be a little bit, more morality-wise, he could be a little bit darker, just a little bit darker, not too much. I can't complain about this either. This was a solid read. I really enjoyed it. I think for what it was, I think you would enjoy it too. Fantastic stuff. The cliffhanger, oh my god, the cliffhanger. I would consider this an uh-oh shit kind of cliffhanger. You know what I'm saying? This was good. Very good stuff from Dynamite. Alright, speaking of Dynamite, we're going to stick with them with The Shadow, Green Hornet, Dark Knights, number 1. I'll just call this Dark Knights number 1. But hell yes. Now, I just got into the Green Hornet. I don't know hardly anything about The Shadow. Alright, so I'm a noob when it comes to these two characters. But for a first issue, getting these two particular characters together, this was solid. This was really good. This was mostly introducing everybody to everybody and a lot of exposition. This happened back in the 1920s, then this happened in the 30s, and this is happening now. There's a lot of exposition going on in this storytelling, but it flows chronologically it flows perfectly in a chronological sense, so I really can't complain. This was very nicely done. The Shadow is using another alias. I believe he calls himself like the Dark Eagle or something like that. But he comes face to face with the president at the beginning of the book, President Woodrow Wilson in the early 1920s. World War I was getting revved up, and he finds out something about the president that shocked me. Very nicely done here. The Green Hornet is used very well in here. The artwork, the interior artwork, again, it's hit or miss because some of the times it's hard to recognize some of these characters unless you see them get called by name. That's just me. But this cover is bitchin'. That great Alex Ross artwork. I love it. The dialogue, the character, everything in here was very, very well done. And these two, I'm going to go ahead and minor spoil this, okay? I'm going to end it here. But these two are going up against Hitler and the descendant of Genghis Khan. Damn. This was solid. Good stuff. I enjoyed it. You know, was this Green Hornet as good as Mark Waid's? Not so much in my opinion, but still, solid read. I liked it. Alright, moving along, we got Mega Man number 27. This is part 10 of 12 of the Worlds Collide story, crossing over Mega Man with Sonic the Hedgehog. At the mercy of Dr. Robotnik. I hate that fucking name, Dr. Eggman. Throughout my childhood, growing up playing Sonic the Hedgehog games, he was always called Dr. Robotnik. Why they decided to change his name to Eggman and say, get used to that name whether you like it or not, I'll never know. But he is Robotnik. And in here, it was teased in the last part that there was some dissension between Robotnik and Dr. Wily. But in here, we really get it. We really get that dissension, you know, we really get more clues of a dissension happening between the two scientists. And this issue, minor spoilers here, but this issue painted a picture that Robotnik is much more evil than Dr. Wily is concerning Dr. Light. Robotnik was willing to flat out kill Dr. Light, and Wily was like, no, I never wanted him dead. I want him to be humiliated, defeated. I want him to live the rest of his life knowing that I'm better than him, you know, stuff like that. You know, seeing that Chris was right, you know, seeing how evil Dr. Wily is, this dude still has some standards, and it was very nicely done. And Robotnik is just, he don't give a shit. He's just pure evil. If something's in his way, he's gonna get rid of it. This painted a picture firmly of who the more evil scientist is, and it is Robotnik. And as an old school gamer, I'm personally happy with that. I was a bigger Robotnik fan than I was a Dr. Wily fan. But this is another one of those issues where I can't really complain. This was a solid part of the story. I loved it. Still love the interactions between all the characters, including Sonic and Mega Man. Sonic's still arrogant as ever. Mega Man's still the Boy Scout, Blue Bomber. Really can't complain. Yeah. And don't worry, they say Dr. Light, but in a surprising twist that I didn't see coming. Moving along, we got Miss Fury number 4. Oh man, I love that Billy Tan cover. I'm starting to dig this series more and more and more as I go along. This is nice. This was really nice. I enjoyed this. The whole time jumping and everything in this issue, it's starting to make more sense. You're starting to think, is she crazy? No, but we learn in here that there could be somebody else pulling the strings in here when it comes to these time jumps, and it could be from somebody that she's working with. Minor spoilers there, but this was another solid issue. I'm loving this. This was great. There was a really, really heartbreaking moment in the middle of the book concerning Miss Fury and the love of her life. It was so well written. It was so well done. The artwork in here was fantastic. I can't complain about this either. This was brilliant. Moving along for Valiant, Quantum and Woody number 1. Now, this particular book right here, I loved this. And Mark and Chloe, I think they liked this book too. But I don't know. It's like I know that Valiant used to do books like this before, but I didn't really know anything about these characters, and no, there's no goat in here. But this was fun. This was fun. It's like the tagline is the world's worst superhero team. This was fun. I chuckled at everything in here. Even at the drama, there was touches of comedy that made me smile, that made me laugh, made me cut up. This was great stuff. The animosity between these two characters is very, very it's just a gem. This was good. Chris wanted me to try a Valiant comic, and I'm glad he sent this one to me. This was incredible. Alright, Superman Unchained, number 2. This is from DC Comics. Scott Snyder, Jim Lee. Still, Scott Snyder's making it rain money, because I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. When it comes to the new 52 stuff, this is probably hands down the best Superman title you can read. I've tried Action Comics. I've tried Superman, and they both sucked for me. But this gets it right. Superman's a hero, and when he's Clark Kent, he's just a regular guy, or trying to be a regular guy. He's not a goddamn god. This was a treat. We get an appearance from Batman in here. The stuff that Superman has to go through. The dialogue in here was good. The character development was much better done in this for Superman. Solid stuff. Nice epilogue to the story at the end of the book. But in here, Superman's in deep shit, and you're kind of wondering how he'll get through it in the end. But the beginning stuff involving Superman with a collapsing building, just awesome stuff. Love it. This is a Superman series I would recommend. All right, moving on. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles New Animated Adventures number 1 from IDW. Oh God, I loved this. If you're a fan of the current Ninja Turtles cartoon out there on Nickelodeon, odds are you're going to enjoy the hell out of this. The turtles in here, I mean, this is just like watching an episode of the current cartoon, and I'm loving the cartoon. And they got everything right. Mikey's stupidity, Donatello's really creepy crush on April O'Neil, and the fact that April is just a kid just like the turtles are. I mean, just great stuff. Leonardo's trying to be trying to be the clear head of the group, and Raph, my favorite turtle, the hot head as always. I mean, just truly, truly awesome stuff. I couldn't get enough of this. This was freaking awesome. Cowabunga, motherfucker. It's like Donnie and April are breaking into this junkyard to get a piece of equipment, and shit hits the fan. But at the end of the issue, we get to find out what Donatello is wanting the device from the junkyard for, and I'm like, it's a perfect anticlimactic, funny ending to the issue that made you go, really? Seriously? This was great. Awesome. We're ending this with X, number 3. Warning, explicit images. This is from Dark Horse Comics. Dwayne Straczynski is still hitting it, just nailing it solidly. This was great. This little journalist is way in over her head. Everybody's after her. But then again, I guess X is sort of kind of looking out for her in his own personal way. The main villain of the story, we get to see what repaired his face after X fucked him up real bad. They used swine skin, pig flesh, to mend his face, and now he's got literally a pig's head for a face, and he's using it, to further his persona. I guess it's just good stuff. But the book is just very well done. Straightforward action, probably some of the goriest shit you'll ever see in here. Another one of those series where it's gory, it's violent, and it's bloody, but at the same time, it's fun. Couldn't get enough of it. Well, that's all I got for this video, everybody. I want to thank y'all for watching. Thanks again to my bro, the Mount Vernon Kid, Chris. Thanks again, and thanks to Midtown Comics once again. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, I'll see you all later.